The quarterback who vanished in the woods. A star who was supposed to be unstoppable. Cullen Finery was not a man who got scared easily. A 6'2", 240-pound powerhouse, he was a champion quarterback. A man who had led his team to victory time and time again, unshaken by pressure, undaunted by pain. He wasn't just good, he was unstoppable. During his time at Grand Valley State University, he had won 3 national championships and was named Division II's Player of the Decade. He had played briefly for the NFL's Baltimore Ravens and Denver Broncos, and when that didn't pan out, he took his talents to Europe, then to arena football. But no matter where he played, football was his life. He was built for it. Tough, fearless, relentless. But that fearless warrior died alone in the woods, face down in the dirt, his hands clenched, his body contorted in a way that no one could explain. And the last words he ever spoke were a frantic phone call to his wife, breathless with terror. "They're following me." A weekend of fishing and a vanishing act. In May 2013, Cullen had long accepted that his football career was over. He had settled down in Michigan with his wife, Jennifer, and their 2 young children. He had a good job in medical sales, a stable life, but something about him had changed. There were moments, fleeting but unmistakable, when his paranoia flickered through the cracks. He had once told family members that he thought someone was following him, watching him, but those were just passing comments, nothing serious. Then came Memorial Day weekend. Cullen and his family joined Jennifer's relatives for a fishing trip along the Baldwin River in Michigan. For 3 days, everything was perfect. The air was crisp, the water calm. On May 26th, the last night of the trip, Cullen decided he wanted one last ride on his new pontoon boat. His pride and joy. His last ride ever. A phone call. Drenched in fear. Cullen's plan was simple. He'd take his boat out for 30-45 minutes. He'd called Jennifer when he was ready to be picked up at the next boat ramp. He dressed warmly in a jacket and waders, grabbed his fishing pole, and stepped into the darkness. His family watched him go, not realizing it would be the last time they'd see him alive. At 9:27 p.m., Jennifer's phone rang. She picked up, expecting to hear that he was ready to come back. Instead, she heard his breathless, panicked voice. "There are 2 men in the tree line. They're following me." Her stomach twisted. "Cullen, afraid? Impossible." Then he said something even stranger. "I'm going to beach the boat and take my clothes off." And then the line went dead. Jennifer tried to call him back. No answer. She called again. Nothing. Her hands were shaking. Cullen was built for combat, for chaos, for pressure. What could scare a man like him? She dialed 911. The last words of Cullen Finery. Jennifer's family was already rushing to help. Her brother Matt tried calling Cullen himself. After several failed attempts, Cullen picked up. His voice was even more frantic than before. "They're still following me." Matt tried to keep him calm. "Where are you?" Cullen's response made no sense. "I don't know." Then a final chilling sentence. "It's getting pretty rough out here." Click! The call cut off again. The search begins. Jennifer and her family raced to the boat ramp where Cullen was supposed to be. The woods were pitch black, silent except for the rushing river. No boat, no Cullen, just an eerie stillness. Then the police arrived. They filed an official missing person report and immediately began searching. At dawn, they found his boat. It was beached on the shore. 1 oar was missing. The engine was still in working order, but Cullen was nowhere in sight. It was as if he had simply vanished into the woods. Then came the chilling detail. A local resident told police that around the time Cullen went missing, they had heard blood-curdling screams coming from that exact area. Screams, but no voices calling for help. Had Cullen been running from something? Or someone? Or was he being hunted? The unexplained death of Cullen Finery. For 48 hours, search teams scoured the wilderness. Then, on the night of May 28th, they found him. Cullen Finery, the unshakable quarterback, the man who never backed down from a fight, was lying face down in the dirt, less than half a mile from a paved road. His right arm was tucked under his chest. His left hand was clenched in a fist, gripping the earth. Blood trickled from his nose, but there were no obvious injuries. His clothes were twisted, as if they had been put back on in a hurry, and his cell phone was still in his pocket. The very same phone that had pinged in multiple locations miles apart, farther than anyone believed he could have traveled in that short amount of time. How did he cover so much ground? And why didn't he stop for help? Theories, but no answers. The initial autopsy was inconclusive. There was no evidence of a struggle, no wounds, no injuries that could explain his death. Eventually, the cause of death was ruled pneumonia, triggered by inhaling his own vomit. But how does that happen? Some theorized a mental break, possibly from CTE, a degenerative brain condition caused by repeated head trauma. It was true. Cullen had taken hits for years, but then why did he tell his wife he was being followed? Why did a resident hear screaming? And why did his phone ping in impossible locations? Had something been chasing him after all? A mystery that still haunts the woods, Cullen's death remains one